beautiful homemakers. We're continuing Secrets of Fascinating Womanhood, Chapter 2, Amy. Angela's mother picked her up for church the next morning as arranged. As soon as Angela and her mother walked into church, Angela saw Amy sitting alongside her husband, Bill. Angela was surprised to see her. They had been friends since childhood and even got married around the same time. But 9 years ago, Amy and her husband, Bill, had moved to a distant city. Amy looked so pretty and slim that Angela felt like a frump in comparison. They were both the same age. Angela was relieved that Amy had not seen her, so she avoided any eye contact with Amy and sat with her mother during the service. At first, Angela was self-conscious and felt that people were staring at her. But she enjoyed singing the lively hymns, and by the time the service ended, she felt relaxed and peaceful. However, to avoid meeting Amy and having to answer awkward questions, Angela asked her mother for the car keys and then walked quickly out to the car park with her head down. She then sat and waited in her mother's car and soon became lost in her thoughts. She was startled when the car door suddenly opened and there was Amy's pixie-like face beaming down at her. "Angie, here you are! How good to see you! I've been looking all over for you." Angela smiled back, deeply embarrassed. She got out of the car and hugged Amy. How slim she felt. "Oh, Amy, it's so good to see you too. And you look so well. What brings you back home?" "We're living back here now. Bill's been transferred. We moved back last weekend. Oh, I'm so happy. I love it here. How's Ted? Hey, we'll all have to get together again." "Oh, he's fine," said Angela, forcing a smile. "He's taken the children out all day today." "How nice. Where to?" I'm not sure," replied Angela, feeling uncomfortable. "Well, look, Angie, I'd better not keep Bill and the children waiting any longer. I'll pop round and visit you this afternoon, and we'll catch up on all the news." Well, okay then, Amy. That would be nice. See you then." When her mother dropped her off at home, Angela changed back into her black slacks and put on her comfortable dark green pullover. The house was empty and quiet. Ted had obviously picked up the children okay. When she stood in the kitchen preparing her lunch, Angela decided to tell Amy the truth about her separating from Ted. She would soon find out anyway. Later that afternoon, Angela was sitting anxiously on the couch, smoking a cigarette and trying to read a magazine when she heard Amy's car come up the driveway. Her heart beat faster and her hands felt clammy. She stubbed out the cigarette. "Come in, Amy," she called, hearing her footsteps out on the patio. Amy walked through the open door, smiling. Angela thought she looked a picture of health and happiness. Her shiny black hair was flowing around her shoulders, and she wore a pink dress. Angela remained sitting on the couch, nervously rolling up the magazine. "Well, here goes," she thought. "Amy, Ted and I have separated." She said it quickly, avoiding Amy's gaze. Amy appeared stunned for a moment. Then she sat at Angela's side and put her arm around her. "Oh, Angie, no!" Angela tried to hold back her tears, but could not. Her shoulders began to heave, and she burst out in loud sobs. Amy held her tight and let her sob. She then took a tissue from her purse and gave it to Angela. "You sit right there, Angie. Let me make you a nice hot chocolate drink. Then you can tell me all about it. You seemed such a happy couple when you first got married." "I'll come and help too," said Angela, sniffing and wiping her tears as she stood up. They both went into the kitchen, and Angela turned on the stove to heat some milk, then said to Amy, "Ted has his own business now. He still fixes cars, just him and an apprentice. He seems to have lots of work, but he works long hours. I used to do the books for him. You know how useless at math he is. He has to do it all himself now. He's bound to muck it up." "How long has he been gone now, Angie?" "Over 2 months. It was such a relief at first. No more tension. But now, I don't know. I seem more tense than ever. He's changed since you knew him, Amy. He won't do anything around the house. He hardly ever even speaks to me. And when he does, it's only to complain about something. Honestly, he criticizes me all the time. I had my hair cut and pinned, and he said I looked awful. And it was really nice. All my friends said so. He just doesn't respect me anymore, Amy. He never discusses anything with me, just glares at me. He still does. He even beat me up. Oh, Angie, I can't believe that. Tall, gentle Ted beat you up? That man is as gentle as a lamb. Well, he slapped me, said Angela. Did he? What led up to him doing that? Nothing. I just told him that he wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for me doing his books, which is true. Oh, yes, and what else? I know what your tongue and temper can be like, Angie. Well, I did tear up some of his invoice books and throw them on the floor. The way he was treating me, I wasn't going to do anything more for him. Amy sighed. That sounds like you, Angie. But he shouldn't have hit you. Where do you keep your cups? Use those 2 mugs over there, Amy. And he didn't want me to go back teaching. I can't imagine why. All my friends are working. I told him he wasn't bringing in enough money. He had to borrow a lot to start his business. And on top of that, he goes out and buys a new van. Anyway, I did go back to work. I was tired of being stuck at home all day. They took their hot chocolate drinks into the living room and sat back on the couch. Angela lit another cigarette. I didn't think you would start smoking again, Angie. Remember how we both gave up together after that horrible cancer film at school? I think it helps me relax, Amy. You would probably start smoking again, too, if you were going through the hell I'm going through. I don't think so, said Amy. It's not very feminine. Well, anyway, Amy, you've heard enough about my problems. How's everything with you and Bill? Oh, Angie, Bill and I have never been happier. He just spoils me rotten lately. I love him so much. We've got 4 lovely children now, 1 boy and 3 girls. You remember Becky, the eldest, who was born here. She's 12 now. Yes, her and David are the same age. Well, that's right. It was so neat when we were both pregnant together, said Amy, smiling. Yes, it was. Actually, Angie, to be honest with you, last year Bill and I had a few problems too. He got laid off work, and I didn't handle it very well at the time. That's when I took the Fascinating Womanhood course. What do you mean, Fascinating Womanhood course? Said Angela. Oh, it's the best thing I've ever done, Angie, said Amy, smiling widely. I thought our marriage was pretty good, but now it's wonderful. Honest. I've never been so happy in my whole life. Bill seems happy too, and he enjoys his new job. Angela felt a peaceful feeling come over her as Amy talked. Strangely, she also seemed to sense the presence of her father in the room. She stubbed out her half-smoked cigarette. It's a course on how to bring out the best in our husbands. You learn 10 secrets about men. Oh, Angie, I think you need to go through it. I really do. From what you've told me, I think you've made some big mistakes with poor Ted. Angela's peaceful feelings suddenly vanished, and she felt her temper rise. Poor Ted? Me made mistakes? It's him, not me. I've done nothing wrong. He won't talk to me. He won't take me out. I tried to make him go to a marriage counselor, but would he? Oh, no, not him. I've done my best to change him for his own good, but all he thinks about is his stupid business. Puts it before me and before the children, and he buys a new van. He can't afford it. The business isn't doing that well, He's just acting the big shot, and he's never home. Work, work, work. That's all he thinks about. I've got feelings, too, and if he ever smiled at me, it would crack his face." "Oh, Angie, come on now. Ted used to smile at you all the time when you were courting." "Well, he doesn't any more. I tell you, Amy, he's changed. He's always grumpy, even with the children, except when he's been on the booze. Anyway, it's over. I don't want him any more, and I told him that. I don't love him. I'm going to find somebody who really cares about us." "Angie, you won't find anyone better than Ted. Who else will love your children like he does? He's their real father. You can't change that. Do you really think your children will accept another father? And what if you do find another man, and he has children too? You'd be their stepmother, you know. Could you love them like your own? Would they love you back?" Angela felt depressed at Amy's words. "Maybe you're right, Amy. I don't know. Who would want me anyway? Look how fat I am." "You hold the key to all this, Angie. We women hold the key to happiness in our marriage. You can bring back the old Ted, the one who loved you, the Ted who married you." "It's too late, Amy. It won't work. Ted won't change. I've tried and tried and tried." Amy smiled. "It's not too late at all, Angie. Look, I'll find out if they hold a Fascinating Womanhood class here. If they do, will you take the course?" "I don't think so, Amy. I'm so busy since Ted left." "I'll come with you if you like." "Well, I might. If you came too, Amy." Amy's eyes sparkled. "Good on you, Angie. You'll be so glad you did. Oh, I hope they hold them here." About an hour later, after chatting about old times, Amy said goodbye to Angela and left. She had just backed her car out onto the road when Ted drove up to the curb in his van. David and Tiffany climbed out and ran excitedly inside to their mother. "Hi, Ted," called out Amy, waving and smiling through her open window. Ted looked puzzled at first, then he smiled broadly as he recognized her. He immediately got out of his van and walked over to her, still smiling broadly. "Amy, good to see you." "Nice to see you too, Ted. It's been a long time. Sorry to hear about you and Angie." "Yeah," said Ted, suddenly looking serious and lowering his head. "How's Bill?" "Fine, just fine. He's been transferred back here. We moved last weekend." "Hey, that's good news. You're looking really well, Amy." "Thank you, Ted. Well, I must be off. Bye, Amy. Say hello to Bill for me." 2 weeks later, on Monday evening, Angela was serving the evening meal when the phone rang. She answered it curtly, annoyed at the interruption. "Hi, Angie. It's me, Amy. Hey, guess what? The Fascinating Womanhood course is taught here. They hold it in a downstairs room in the Civic Playhouse, and we've timed it just right. A new course starts soon. They're going to hold an introduction night this Wednesday at 7:30. Will you come with me? Please, Angie. You did promise." Angela couldn't help smiling at Amy's enthusiasm. "Okay, Amy. I've been thinking about it. Yes, I'll come with you. And if it's half as good as you say, I'll take the course." "Oh, great! Remember, it starts at 7:30. I'll meet you outside about 10 minutes before. Or do you want me to come and pick you up?" "No, I'll be there, Amy." "All right. See you then. Bye, Angie." And that is the end of Chapter 2.